Welcome back to KingWoes Court, episode 32, Inbound. Woo! And we have an awesome guest with us today, and I can't wait to talk to. I think I was trying to get yourself on this for a while, and I think it was me who was more the sticking point than you, with just forgetting all the time and just being a dope like that. There's a few people that I've had on the show and was meant to get for ages, and if that was the case, I apologize, Ronan. I really do.
We're here now.
We have Ronan McCrory from Words That Born. How are you, brother?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me on the show. Really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. It's great to have you on. Of course, some people might know you as Ronnie Vox. It's like me with KingWoes, So that's, I love it.
Gotta have stage name, bro. Gotta have stage name.
Exactly. You gotta have a handle, That's it, man. So, Words That Born. Where do we start with Words That Born? Where are you based? Are you in Dundalk, is it?
Yeah, myself and Ger from Dundalk. Ger's a bass player, and Shane, the guitarist, is from King's Court in Cavan. He's from Corp originally.
King's Court.
Hey! and Jason, our drummer, is from Corp as well. So we're all within a half an hour of each other.
Great, that's fantastic. And how long are you going now, actually?
I'd say probably somewhere in the region of 10 years, but the band's gone through this is the kind of the third version of the band.
Yeah.
The first version of the band was myself and Jer, who were in another band called The End Again previously, and just kind of when that band broke up, we kind of just kept writing songs.
Right.
We hooked up with a drummer from a band called Sanskrit from Carrick Cross as well, and kind of went about as a three-piece, kind of doing, I don't really know what we were doing. It was kind of like half indie, half metal, kind of Horrible Frankenstein, and
okay.
Joe and Ed, when every band kind of starts off first, they kind of okay, we're going to do something a little bit different, and then it just sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know what we were doing. We were just happy to play music.
And what was that called? Sanskrit?
Sanskrit was the name of the.
I thought you were going to say Sanskrit. I was like, one of you is called it in Words That Born then.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, it was Words Born from day one, but
it was the other band, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was yeah. He was in a band.
Right.
Yeah. And,
I'm trying to be too smart for me. I'm good here, Ronnie.
So Shane joined the band, then Pork left, and then Jason joined within a couple of months, I think, after Pork left. So since 2014, I think, or 15, we're kind of this version of the band,
That's a good steady amount of time, actually, for a lineup when you think about it in this day and age, because especially on a local scene, it's hard to keep a solid lineup for a long time. It really is.
It really is, and it's. I think with previous bands as well that I've been in, it's kind of hard to keep the momentum of, kind of passion up as well. But we just kind of seem to, that just nearly seems to be growing more than anything else. And I know that kind of sounds a bit kind of cliche or whatever, but with every kind of, album or tour or whatever that we've done, we're just kind of mad to get back into the next thing. Really straight away kind of thing. So I suppose whatever's working it's working. Whatever we're doing, it's working.
Absolutely. For us. Yeah, absolutely. So, what got you into? You play guitar as well, don't you?
I do badly.
So you're a Kirk Hammett then, are you?
No, I'm slightly better than Kirk Hammett. No.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I apologize.
I was originally the guitar player in Words of Born when we were a three-piece,
right.
And the stuff that I was doing wasn't complicated by any stretch of the imagination. And then when Shane joined the band, he basically learned a bunch of stuff that I'd written, and he could play it way better. I was just after maybe, I think on our first album I was still playing guitar, and towards the end of that cycle, I was just no, fuck this, I'm not going to play guitar anymore.
Right.
Because the stuff that he was writing kind of in the meantime, I was saying to myself, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to play this and sing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Or if I do, both of them are going to be shit.
So you're just a vocalist now. You're not doing. Yeah, that's. We need more people like that. You know.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, you have a great range. You have a great vocal range, man. I have to say.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The heavy vocal. I like the heavy vocal. It's a nice kind of a balance of everything. If you know what I mean. The kind of heavy vocal I would like. You know.
Yeah, it's like I don't even. I think I just kind of learned one trick and stuck with it.
That's all you need, man. That's all you need. Although, like I said, you do the balance of the clean and heavy good. I mean, like I mean, yeah, I was doing that for long. Well, not as heavy as you, obviously, but I'm kind of eased up on the heavy vocals now, and I'm just kind of concentrating more on clean, not necessarily clean, but more aggressive than heavy.
More aggressive singing, yeah, absolutely, and like that's something that like. That's something like I mean I can't particularly do very well. Like I mean I'm either kind of like singing like like a fucking pop song singer, or screaming me box off. But do that bit in the middle that you do, like that, it's kind of the more kind of nearly old school aggressive singing, where it's not like kind of the screaming that you hear from every band now.
Yeah.
But it's not kind of calm. You know, it's again that's I just can't do it. Like you know, and I just. Like I tried it and it just sounded awful, so it's definitely I was thrown out of the wheelhouse pretty much straight away.
Well, you've found your sweet spot, I think, anyway. So, you know,
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So who now? You see, I listening to. Thanks very much for sending me prayers earlier on. That was I'm very. No, thank you very much. I'm listening to him like now, for the purposes of work, we'll say. I can't get the influences. Tell me who influences you and the lads, like as a collective, first of all.
If you asked, I suppose all of us individually would probably give you 4 very different answers.
Yeah.
Like myself and Jer are a little bit older than the 2 other lads, and Shane and Jason. So like my biggest influence from a songwriting point of view. Has always been Smashing Pumpkins.
Right, yeah, okay.
They're my favorite band, like, and even like with the kind of instrumental work that we do now, like, I mean, there's a bit of that kind of coming through in there in terms of adding the kind of the melody on top of the heavy, kind of the way the Pumpkins did maybe in Siamese Dream, Melancholy kind of era.
Yeah,
Then. I just love that song, and that's like 20 odd years old now, like, but I still love that combination. And I like applying that to what we do. Like Jer, it would have been more of a kind of like Britpop kind of guy back in the day, like, you know. But he likes, like, you know, his favorite artist is Neil Young, you know.
Right, cool, yeah.
And then you'd ask, you know, Shane, and he'd say like 36 Crazy Fists, and if that's Jason, he'd say Slipknot, you know. So how it kind of sounds the way it does, I think, are the kind of in the Venn diagram, the common denominator would be like Parkway Drive and Bring Me the Horizon, and not necessarily to sound like them, but like there's kind of bits that
elements,
that they do, like that we say, right, we really like that. Let's kind of take that and try and make it not sound like them, you know.
But use what they're doing to your own liking, you'd say.
Oh yeah, take the tools and try to build something else.
Absolutely. I mean, we all do it. That's the thing, because that's the best. It's really the only way left to create. I feel, unless you're doing something totally off the wall, of course, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, and I think to do something like that, you have to be phenomenal musicians to do something that's completely bonkers but still kind of half makes sense. Yeah. And I just don't think we'll be ever that good or insane. Like that.
I don't think your fans would like that too much.
That would be a curveball, yeah.
Well, so how many albums have you got out? Is it 2 or 3 at the minute?
Currently, we did an EP at the very start, just as Jason. No, Jason wasn't in the band yet, but Shane had just joined, literally just joined. Yeah. Called Pray, and that was like 8 songs, and we don't play any of those songs anymore. I play guitar on it for the most part, and every time I kind of hear something, I'm just like, oh fuck, what was I thinking? But but the two kind of full-length albums are Regrets for the Dead that we recorded in 2015 and Pyres that we recorded in 18. So they would have been released in 2016 and 2019, I think.
19, yeah.
And then just finished the new one.
And wasn't Pyres number 1 in the chart or in the iPod or the Apple charts or something?
Yeah, both of them were. Regret for the Dead was number 1 as well, and Pyres number 1. Yeah, that was fucking mental. That's silly.
That's an achievement, man. That's fucking cool. That's absolutely.
Kind of like,
yeah, I remember the day when you put it up, and I think everybody was delighted, weren't they? Everybody was delighted. You know.
Yeah, no, that was cool though. That was really fucking cool. Like it was kind of like people were kind of like rooting for you, and it was like, this is a weird feeling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In this country, I know. Yeah, but absolutely, man. You see, like stuff like that like. I'm not saying I'm claiming it as a victory for Irish metal, but isn't it just great to see some of your kind of fellow peers doing great, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. No, absolutely. But also, I think it kind of, particularly for younger bands, like, I mean, they'll kind of like strive to kind of up their game a bit more and kind of maybe take it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when you see bands like Dead Label, for example, you know, absolutely fucking killing it. Like, you know, absolutely. Like, you know, we look up to Dead Label and say, like, we want to kind of get to the stages that they're playing. You know?
Yeah. It's not easy.
That is for sure.
It's like I was saying to, I think I was talking to Richie on the Metal Cell a few weeks ago, and it's a great episode. Shout out to Richie and Evan. And I was saying, like, I know for a fact that my band could have done so much more if we had the time and the commitment, and it's just, you know yourself, you have to give it 110%.
Right.
You just have to, you know. Nothing else can matter, and that's why it's very hard to succeed, and it really is.
There's like, obviously, like, everybody has different stuff going on, like, kind of in their kind of home life and things. I think what kind of works for us, like, is that when we're kind of in the studio together, or when we're in the band practice room together, like, literally everything else is tuned out. Yeah. So even though you're not doing it all the time, but the time that you have together, like, it's kind of used to the best of the best of its ability. Yeah. You know, so. Because everybody's got fucking jobs and families and stuff like that. Like, I mean, and you can't say, right, you have to kind of like put those as a second priority. You just can't. But like, when you're in the practice room, like, I mean, that's when it becomes a priority.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know.
And you back jamming and on now, yeah?
I think we started practicing 2 weeks ago for Bloodstock, you know, and it's weird because we haven't practiced together or written together as a band in 18 months, like, so it was weird hearing the song. Like, we had serious dust to knock off, man. Do you know, like, songs that you were playing for so long, and you went back to play them like as if they were just going to come back?
Of course,
you know. It was kind of like 1, 2, 3. Hold on, what? What's it? How does this go?
Oh, I know that. I know that feeling.
You know, so a couple of false starts, but apart from a couple of the new songs, like, it's coming back together really well. Like, the set is getting really tight now, which is great.
So yeah, Bloodstock, how did that come about, man? Like, congratulations, of course.
Yeah,
how did that come about?
Buzzing, I can't wait. Like, like, we've been waiting to play Bloodstock for 6 years, I think, and probably longer. But how did it come about? We Oren.
Shout out to the man.
Shout out to Oren. Oren worked his magic and got us the gig.
And what stage he was playing? He was playing on the Sophie or New Blood?
New Blood.
Class. It was deadly when Slug played on that. It was class, man.
Yeah, like I watched. I think ASEC have a video on the
Yeah,
Bloodstock page that I watched recently, and it looks like it's gonna be fun, man. It
yeah.
looks like it's gonna be really fun.
And it's gonna be even more fun now because of so many. There was like there's very few gigs. Do you know what I mean? So you're gonna have
Mhm.
everyone at that, and they're gonna go try and go to as much as they can. So like it's the perfect time to be playing Bloodstock, I think. You know?
Although absolutely, like I think it's gonna be fucking wild. Like people are just gonna literally let their hair go down and go batshit crazy for 5 days. I think it is.
Yeah.
This time around.
Yeah, there's an extra day added. Yeah, fuck's sake.
It's going. Now I think we're playing on the Sunday, so it's either going to be like last day, here we go, kind of thing, or everyone's just going to be fucked.
You'll be fucked because I know we played on the Friday and we were delighted we were playing on the Friday because we were fucked on Sunday. Like we were absolutely fucked. And I mean, and you add into that, and I know you'll do this as well. We were doing, myself and Kelvin were doing press all weekend. You know.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, adding into trying to see bands you like, oh my god! But you know what? It's worth it. Every minute of it. It's fucking great. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. There's something about the kind of festival kind of experience that just, it's different than just going to like a kind of club gig or whatever. Just like a different energy, completely.
Absolutely.
Like we played a couple of festivals over in Europe, and just there's just this buzz around the place, like everybody just seems to be kind of just. It's really like hive mind. Everyone's just like, kind of looking to have the same fun,
Yeah. And I mean, isn't it a different experience playing to European crowds, say? I mean, like we've played in France and we'd say England and all that kind of stuff. It's a different feeling, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think probably because I think it's because it's a little bit more mainstream over in Europe. Like, it's kind of more accessible. The metal music and rock music is way more accessible over there. So it's like, I don't know, like it's a different kind of not necessarily mindset, but over here it's kind of stuffed on the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to go to like this place to see like you have to go to like Fibbers to see new bands playing. Like, I mean, you have to like there's only kind of X amount of return bands that would come through because we're in an island.
Yeah.
Whereas even in the UK, like, I mean, the crowds it's a kind of different animal.
Oh, I love playing the UK. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. We played Scotland a few times. We never actually went down to England, but Scotland crowds are fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. They're really fun.
We played a few places around England or around England, and we had, like, I mean, from the Bloodstock link, we had several gigs. It was great, I have to say. And everyone was delighted to see bands coming over from Ireland, like, they were just delighted. So
there's a little thing about there's a thing about Irish bands, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, it just I don't know I don't know what it is, like, but like when, say, even if you go over to, as you said, to England, like, it's like, you're from Ireland.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
They love it. They love us. I remember we played a couple of gigs in France years ago, and one of the gigs was in a biker gang's clubhouse.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you about it later. It was for one of these 1% biker gangs, we'll say, and they thought we were English because we were talking.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were real French, like, and I copped it, and I goes, "You think we're fucking English, don't you?" And he goes, "English, yeah." And I goes, "No, we're fucking Irish," I said. And then he goes, "Oh, okay." And then they were lovely then. Loved us. But I had to, like, I was either gonna, like, they were gonna give us the evils all night, or I was just gonna break the ice.
Yeah.
I don't know either way, like, but look, I'm still here.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times before. Not necessarily gigging, like, but on holidays and stuff. Like, I mean, like, I think it's just an assumption because you're speaking English, and then, like, you're from Ireland. Like, I don't know how you bring that into conversation on holidays, but like, all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, you're Irish, like, and
the big difference. The big difference, like.
I know. So we definitely carry this kind of this. I don't know, this little bit of magic around with us, like that seems to work.
Absolutely. And and as I'm sure people know, all metalheads aren't bastards. They're not pricks. They're actually quite sound,
Yeah. That stigma, like, they're listening to angry music, so there must be angry people. It's kind of like, how wrong could you be?
Well, you've just segued now into a perfect topic for me now, because I love getting vocalists on, especially because I'm a vocalist myself. I love getting down and saying, chatting about lyrics, vocals, or whatever. Like for me, my music is my release for all my negativity, So I don't take it anywhere else with me. It stays within my lyrics, if you know what I mean. Although I write quite dark lyrics, whatever. They're quite basic, but they're dark,
Yeah.
What's your like drive for your lyrical style and your lyrical approach and that kind of stuff?
I think it kind of I think it kind of comes from the same place as you, like, because I'm generally a quite kind of happy-go-lucky kind of guy in real life, as you are yourself.
Yeah.
But I think it's because, like, you get a lot of catharsis from kind of putting pen to paper and just kind of writing how you're feeling about whatever, So I don't particularly try and focus on anything in particular when I'm writing. I think it's generally whatever kind of comes out is the general idea of a song, and then, like, it's kind of refined a little bit to kind of make it into a song context.
Yeah. I mean, you get the basic kind of idea. I don't know about you, but I could be lying in bed and at 2 or 3 in the morning, and then a line or two will come into my head, and I'll have to write it down. And I'll be like, right, well, I'll come back to that now. Well, I won't force myself to write after it, but if something comes along, like I had a lyric, a couple of lines lying dormant for about 4 years, and then I finally something came back to me. I was like, oh, that'd work with that fucking thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you're the same. I don't know how you, but I always go on.
Sorry, I remember kind of back in the early days when it was the EP that I was telling you about before we released the first album. There was a song called "R.I.P. Me" on it, right? And I got the idea from that, just like that, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and my phone didn't have a dictaphone on it at the time, so I had to kind of get out of bed and go into my wee studio and like pick up my acoustic guitar and like play the idea and sing the vocal idea, so I wouldn't forget it. So it'd be there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I got completely carried away with it because I was really feeling what I was doing. And next thing I knew, it was like my now fiance kind of walked in and she goes, "You have to go to work in an hour."
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm sure I was only here for 10 minutes. So I think it's like what now. Obviously, all phones I think have dictaphones on now, but it's just like that. Like, particularly when I know there's like lyrics that have to be written, my kind of brain goes into overdrive, and like it's just spewing ideas out all the time. And I sent Shane on I kind of put them all into one kind of like folder kind of thing, and sent them on to Shane when he was trying to piece together a melody for one of the choruses to kind of see if it worked.
Yeah.
And I sent him on like, I don't know, thousands of lines of lyric, like that I hadn't used before in any songs kind of thing. And I said, you might find something in there, And he literally came back to me and goes, "You're fucking insane."
I had a band member like that before, in my older band Chosen. I was going through a little bit of a rough dry spell, and I said, "What am I going to do?" And the drummer comes up and he goes like that. He goes, "Here you go," and it was a black folder full of lines, like lines and lines and lines. And so I can understand why your mate said you're fucking insane. But I did take from a couple of lines. Literally a couple.
I think he actually only took one, like half a line, and then made the rest up. He was probably just like, "No, I can't do it. No."
That's cool though. That's funny actually.
So I think we're definitely on the same wave.
Sounds like it. Who are you looking forward to seeing playing in Bloodstock apart from yourselves? Obviously, well, you're not going to see yourself, but you know what I mean.
If we get, like, you see, we're not going over for the whole thing. We're only going over for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
So like I would have loved to catch Devin Townsend, like, you know, but I don't even know when he's playing. I think he might be playing on Thursday. I'd like to catch Ginger. I think they're a fucking great live band. And hopefully some of the Irish bands, like I'd love to see Baylor again.
Yeah.
Definitely want to see the Crawling. I love the Crawling.
Crawling class. Yeah.
And Grey Stag. I want to see them because I think we played with them either in Dublin or Galway. I can't remember. It was a while back. Maybe a couple of years back. Actually, probably about 3 or 4 years back now.
Yeah.
But they were great. They were bags of energy.
Class.
So I don't know, because like there's a lot of bands that I don't necessarily know or would listen to, but when you're at a festival, and this is the great thing about festivals on live music, is, you know, you might go to, you know, a gig or whatever, like kind of either not liking the band or not knowing who the band are, and come out going, they were amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that's the power of live music. I think it's just it can change someone's opinion on you like that.
Yeah. I discovered a band at the Bloodstock we played at. And I'm going to give you the name of them and tell you if you've heard of them before. They're called Boss Keloid.
No.
Well, guys, this is what I'm trying to do now every episode. I'm trying to get a band for my guests that they haven't heard of before to check out. Check out Boss Keloid.
Dude, will you send me on a link to them when you're finished?
I will, absolutely. Yeah, that's your band for this week, right?
That's my homework.
Yeah, I'm going to do an end of season for all you. Who's this? What's that?
Yeah. Did you listen?
30 people on a Zoom call or whatever. I know, like, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so like, I mean, and the great thing as well is you get to see a lot of great bands at it, and you get, as you say, you discover new bands. I mean, I made friends with bands that I'm still friends with now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all ahead of you. It's all good. It's all a great positive thing that's ahead of you. Like, you know, it's great.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like, I mean, like we've never played a specifically heavy festival. Like it was always like the metal stage at a bigger festival.
Right,
do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So the fact that like this is going to be just like a big celebration of heavy music and rock music, like I can't wait. Never been to anything like that before. So
you'll love it. I wish only the best for all yours bands going over. I really do. And I'm a tad bit jealous, of course, you know. But you'll do
it. Honest about it.
That's it, man. But you'll do it. No, I know that every band that's gone over will do us proud, as I always say. You know.
Oh yeah, like I mean, and there's a good crew going over, like, so like we'll definitely be flying the flag for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you just have to, because all of the previous years we all did it, so you just gotta fucking keep up the
there's a reputation to maintain.
Yeah, damn right. I've never we had a great reputation that weekend, all the Irish bands. You know, so
how long ago did you play?
Oh jeez, 2016.
That's not that long ago.
No.
Like who played what other Irish bands went over? Was that a Metals and Masses thing?
Yeah. Tenth Slug officially won that, and then we were kind of there as well. They gave us the Jaeger stage, which was,
I remember that. Yeah,
it was great. Who else played? The Crawling played. Psychosis. There's Latinera. They're gone now. I think there was one or two other bands. I can't remember now. I'm sorry ahead of this, because I'm so old now at this stage that I forget. You know, but it was a great weekend though, and there's a cool picture of us all at the end of the festival, and we're all just there. All the like every single member of every band is there.
Yeah. But that's brilliant. Like, I mean, the camaraderie and stuff like that, I think is fantastic, and that's one of the things that I love so much about this Irish Metal project.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about this a little bit before we came on, but this kind of community.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, everybody kind of getting together and making, I suppose, kind of like something good out of like the whole kind of lockdown and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And like yourself and Dara have done a fantastic job with this, man. Like, now I haven't heard any of the songs except for the one I did with Dave, and a little bit of the songs that I think Jason and Shane are actually doing the song as well now. So I've only heard like little snippets of theirs. So the only full song that I've heard is the one I'm on. So like, and also like all the stuff that that the wee snippets that the boys put up on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So there's a couple of songs I'm really excited to hear. So
it's all very, very good. It's all very, very different as well. So
and yeah, that's the one thing I love about it, because there's so many different styles, and I'd say even people who are nearly kind of writing outside their wheelhouse as well.
Yeah.
Just to try, because this is a perfect kind of platform to do that, you know.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, I'm delighted that there's so many bands involved. I really am. You know.
How many is there? How many bands are in it? Like, there must be.
Well, project was. Excuse me. Yeah, we were. Whether 30 submit their final tracks is another thing or not. But there's up to about 30, I think.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
we're expecting fall-offs. You know. That doesn't mean that we will get fall-offs, but I think with the extra month extension, that might bring us right up. You know. And then if we do get that many tracks, we then have to decide from there where we go. Is it going to be like a one album or double album or whatever? But it's like we have kind of plans in place for all of that, those eventualities, like which is great, you know.
Jesus, like, I mean, there's so much music there. Like, I mean, 30 songs is brilliant. Like,
yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Well, I have to say, when we did the interviews there. For the documentary, man, it was a great day, because like, you know, everyone was just so happy to be out and hanging out and seeing each other, and like you say, camaraderie, community, like, you know. And there were people that I had never met before, and they left being friends. It was cool, you know. Yeah,
it's kind of like going to a gig, you know. You kind of like meet someone from the bands, like, and you might like have maybe, you know, kind of become friends with them on Facebook, like whatever that is worth.
Yeah.
But when you see them in real life, it's kind of like, oh, hey, well, you know, how's it going? You know, how's it going?
I see this. I know what's going on Roadrunner United, that kind of vibe, but I also see it very similar to Probot. Do you remember Probot?
Yeah.
Dave Grohl did, like, you know.
With Lemmy and yeah.
Now that would be more my kind of style of songs. I don't get me wrong, I like Roadrunner United, but I much prefer the songs on the Probot album. Yeah, because more artists that I would be into would be on that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still, like, I mean, the documentary for Roadrunner United is better.
It was really good.
Man, it's cool.
Really good.
You know?
But it was kind of like the who's who of music back then, really, wasn't it? Like, Roadrunner had them all.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, did I read that there's only, I think Slipknot are the only ones left on Roadrunner from that.
Yeah, and I think they're leaving with their next album. I think they're gone from Roadrunner. Like, so, they still have Nickelback, so they're okay.
Oh, that's their cash cow right there, you know.
Absolutely. Like, everybody hates them, but still they're making millions every year. Like, you know,
so I mean, we're obviously in the fucking minority there, because obviously, like, who have you ever met anyone that says like they like Nickelback?
Not one.
Outer void. Now I know that's small, kind of a thing. Like, who the fuck buys their shit? Like, I don't know.
I've thought about it a little bit, and it's either like there's fans out there, like, I mean, that are just being really quiet, or everybody's lying. One or the other.
Yeah. Very true. Do you know who? I don't know. Do you like Ghost? Do you?
Yeah.
I love Ghost.
Yeah.
And I mean, like there was a few friends of mine who'd be slagging me for liking Ghost or whatever. I'm like, fuck you, I like Ghost, and they're good. Like, you know, they're really good. I mean, we went to see them. Did you go and see them when they played it in the Tree Arena?
No, I didn't. I'm kicking myself. I didn't go.
Oh, and it was great, because like we brought Kerry with us, like, you know, and she was loving it, you know. So to experience that, you know.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, but like I was just reason I was saying Ghosts, because they, you know yourself, they get a bad rap from the metal crowd, like, you know.
Yeah, like I get it. Like, I mean, people like what they like, and that's it, kind of thing. Like, I mean, and that's the great thing about music. It's so subjective. But like, I don't like. I suppose if you go and see them live, like, I mean, I'd say there's people who went there, like, you know, maybe they were dragged along by a partner or whatever, and went. Like, they probably changed their mind, you know.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I'd say they were brilliant live.
Oh, they were savage. Like, they were savage. Like, I mean, I don't care what anyone says. I think they're
Yeah.
deadly. I think they're deadly. And plus, as I said to you, it's a link that myself and my daughter have, you know, for music.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's really special. Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong, we like that. She likes so much music, man. She's 14, and some of the shit that she's telling me about, I'm like, who's that? You know, and I'm trying to say, I don't know, no, I don't want to know about that. Like, it's, you know, she's got a great open mind for music, which is great, and she's now after taking up bass, which is, I'm so happy.
Nice, brilliant.
So,
But like, it's great, like a band, like, you know, particularly for kids, you know, like, and I'm not saying Ghost is a gateway band, because I don't think that's the right thing to call them. But like, you go see something like that, like, I mean, like, they're, like, you know, kind of guitars, drums, vocals, all that kind of stuff. And next thing, they might be listening to something a little bit heavier, and then something a little bit heavier, and then something like that, and then you've got a full-blown metalhead on your hands.
yeah.
But
listen to Mayhem or something.
yeah, that's the next progressive step. Yeah,
Ghost Mayhem. Okay.
You just went straight from like 1 to 10 there, like.
Yes. There's no in between with me. You know?
Did you watch that? Did you watch that that movie, Lords of Chaos, about them?
No. Was it good?
Oh, man. It's good, yeah. I actually watched it on YouTube. Somebody uploaded the whole movie onto YouTube.
Deadly. Is it still up there? Yeah.
This was maybe a couple of months back, I think.
It's probably gone.
It's fucked up, man. It's like, I think like some of the guys from Mayhem, or whichever ones are still living, like, I can't remember what his name is. I think he's Mayhem are still going, aren't they?
I think, yeah, but it might be a totally different lineup now or something. I don't know. Maybe half them are dead, you know.
Yeah, it goes into the one of the kind of not to fucking go down this road, but the kind of death of the singer guy, whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, it wasn't
like
dead.
Yeah, that's right.
But or something.
Fucking detail, man. It was fucking pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Look, I have to say, no, well, that Norwegian black scene was extreme in every way, wasn't it?
Bonkers. Yeah, I was more of a kind of was nearly more about the idea than the music.
Yeah.
No, because it was just this fucking like if you weren't like true black metal, like, I mean, you weren't allowed into the circle.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, like, I
you
mean,
rented out into the little record shop, you know.
Into the wee record shop. Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's like, imagine that in Sound Cellar. Tommy, what do you like? Ghost, get out of here. You're not coming into the Sound Cellar. Fuck off.
We don't want your stupid money.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, they're wild.
So let's go back on to we're chatting away here. I shouldn't be talking about your band. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey,
So
the conversation will go where it goes, you know.
Absolutely. So you have recently finished recording, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, where did you record this album?
We recorded this, and we kind of recorded it all ourselves individually.
Cool.
So the boys basically did all their bits essentially at home.
Right,
you know?
Danny. Yeah.
And I went to the studio to do the vocals, because the setup that I have here isn't good enough for a professional kind of quality. It's great for demos,
Right.
really good for demos, but also you can just hear the fucking cars going up and down the street, you know. So like, if you mid-take and it's so
you're not writing music for a Grand Prix, like, you know.
yeah. All of a sudden becomes a commentary, you know. So I went and did the vocals in the studio, but then we sent it over to a producer called Josh Schroeder he's based just north of Detroit in America, who produced King 10.
Oh, right, okay.
And a couple of other bands that we like. Friends of ours from America called Of Virtue, who we played with over here when they came over, they got their last album produced by him, and it sounded incredible. So we got speaking to him. We were speaking to a couple of different producers, and we jumped onto a Zoom call with Josh. And do you know when you just kind of click with somebody?
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, the conversation about the album nearly didn't feel like it was a difficult conversation to have, or like we were trying to impress him or he was trying to impress us, kind of thing. We just ended up talking about, like, you know, amps and, like, you know, microphones and drums and all that. And then, you know, we just kind of said, yeah, let's go with this guy, because he's on the same wavelength as us.
Exactly.
or we're in the same wavelength as him.
Yeah.
Whichever, it worked. And so we sent the stuff over to him, and he did his production stuff on it. He mixed it, he engineered it and mastered it, and we got it back, I think about 2 weeks ago, and it sounds fucking phenomenal. It sounds really good. Like it's so fucking big sounding. It's crazy. Yeah.
And are you going with a similar route to Pyres, or is it? Can you give us any kind of information on it without giving out too much? Like,
there was a couple of songs that we wrote like literally right after Pyres. Like, you know, I think we had just gotten Pyres back, and we had started writing again. And so like the songs go back that far, like, I mean, to like 19-ish kind of, and they'd kind of sound a little bit Pyresy in the demo stages. They sound a little bit Pyresy, but they don't really kind of sound like that. But they kind of sound to us like they're coming from the same place as Pyres.
Okay.
Whereas the other kind of 8 songs we've taken like influence from absolutely fucking everything. Like, so there's one song that nearly sounds in the chorus kind of Viking-y.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that I don't know where the fuck that came from. That just happened. And it didn't sound like that in the demo. It came back, like, I mean, because I think, I suppose, as when he was wearing his producer hat, he was like, right, I think this should sound like more like this and whatever, you know. And whatever way you mix the kind of layers, particularly the vocals, it just changed the whole dynamic of the song. Like, so, but the bad thing is, though, it's just for the chorus. The rest of it sounds like, you know, not necessarily metalcore, because none of it sounds like metalcore, but it kind of sounds more, I suppose, just more kind of modern metal, I suppose.
Yeah. I get you.
Or what's the word that Oren keeps on using? I can't remember what it is.
Fresh.
Contemporary.
Oh, contemporary.
Yeah. So, but then there's like stuff that sounds more poppy on it as well. So, like, there's probably a lot more singing on it than screaming.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a lot more singing on it than previous albums.
Right. Okay.
You know, I think I just wanted to kind of explore that a little bit more with this one, rather than going flat out screaming. You know, so there's a good mix in there, but like, it all kind of makes sense. Even though, like, I mean, there's a couple of songs that don't sound like the other songs, but like, I suppose back in with the album brain, we kind of like listen to albums because we're a bit older.
Yeah.
You know, you'd listen to an album from start to finish, and you'd kind of go, "Rah, I get it."
Yeah.
You know.
So that's where you're coming from, and absolutely, again, that makes sense to me. You know?
Yeah. But so like, we're really excited about it. I didn't listen to it. Like, I listened to it a couple of times when we got the album, and then I stopped listening to it. Right. And then I was walking around to the gym this morning or this evening, and I said, I'll give it a go again. Like, I listened to a couple of tracks, and one of the problems that I had at the start was like that I couldn't let go of the demo.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because we listened to the demos so much, and you're working on them for so long that you kind of had like fucking demoitis, like, you know. So like, well, I listened to them like as if it was just another band. That's the way I could get my head around it. Yeah. And I was like, right, fucking hell, like, you know, I can't even remember the demo now.
I know that. Yeah, that's cool.
Like, and I mean that in a really good way. Yeah. So it kind of just pumped me back up again.
Brilliant. So so are you gonna play many of those songs at Bloodstock, or?
In 2. So we're playing what might be the next 2 singles that we just like. We wanted to play a couple of songs from the new album anyway. We just couldn't decide which ones, and then we just said, fuck it, we just do the heaviest ones because it's Bloodstock. Yeah. So
get them in.
Absolutely, yeah. So
then you can croon at them then, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, just start off strong and then win for the rest of it. This song's about my feelings.
Oh, don't say that. That's awesome, man. Obviously, do you have an idea when you're gonna release?
The album, no, but I think we'll probably start belting out singles now soon after Bloodstock, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think we might actually have one out before. We just haven't made up our mind yet. But we'll probably make our mind up in the coming days if we're going to get something like Bloodstock. And if we do, then it'll be kind of something to talk about when we're over there, kind of like something to hype up with the press.
Best thing to do, yeah. Go over with something to talk about.
Yeah. You know? So Oren's kind of pushing us on that to do that, and then after that, then I suppose we'll probably it'd be great to get a single out every, kind of 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep momentum going.
Yeah, well, do your best.
We haven't discussed that really, so I'm just kind of throwing fucking random figures at you.
Okay, that's fine. This is the show of exclusives,
Yeah. But he said 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'll hold the boys to that now. Listen, Ron, it's been awesome talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too.
We've known each other for so long, but not spoken this long together.
I know.
So we should have actually just not done a podcast, just got on the phone and spoke. I'm only messing though. It was great to talk to you. Before you go though, right, and I do this now, I'm going to name some vocalists, and you name give me the first word that comes into your head when you hear the name. Okay. Right? I'll give you 3 or so, right? Right. Ozzy Osbourne.
Legend.
Okay. Bill Anselmo.
Powerhouse. Okay, love fellow.
I'll give you one more. I'm trying to think of someone. Freddie Mercury.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really sorry, Freddie.
There's no words that could.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the guy's a genius. I think like probably top 3 of my favorite vocalists of all time. I think.
Yeah, same. I'll give you one more. Jim Morrison.
I don't know, just a crazy fucking poet, wasn't he? The thing is, like, my dad listened to the Doors an awful lot and the Beatles and all that kind of stuff, and I kind of more swung towards the Beatles than the Doors because the Doors just made me too sad when I was younger. Just like this is the end, and then like everything the song, that song just feels like it's raining on you. So
I know what you mean.
Like Jesus Christ, like, I mean, the fucking guy's a fucking legend, like Jesus, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just, like, I suppose, like Ghost, like, I mean, sometimes something grabs you and you're like, yes, and the Doors just didn't do that for me,
That's okay. That you're allowed to say that,
And ending on that bombshell.
Yeah. So listen, I hate you. No, only messing. Ron, it's been
spoken the phone before this.
We should have, yeah. Beef between Words Up Born in 2001.
There's a headline.
Ooh, who wins? It's been awesome having a chat with you, man. I have to say, I really enjoyed.
Me too.
Chatting to you, and it's great to hear that you're doing so well. And like I say, it's great that you're bringing out the new album. I can't wait. After hearing Pores, I can't wait to hear what's next.
Thank you.
So and if I don't, I will be talking to you before Bloodstock, but if not, the very best of luck to you and the boys, and have a great time and sell your wares to everybody. That's what we say.
Oh, absolutely.
And of course, we're technically on the same album when it comes out, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You never know. We might work together in the future. You never know.
Hey, stranger things have happened.
It's the era of working together with people.
Collaboration, yeah.
I couldn't think of the word, sorry.
I'm hearing a Christmas single.
Hey, you never know what could happen.
We might do a Doors cover.
The end, of course, why not?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Roni, it's been awesome. Listen, thanks for coming on to KingWoes Court today.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. KingWoes Court, we are out of here. Yeah. Now.